Hey, good morning everybody, it's Rich and welcome to your weekly video on the Coach's Corner. It is a frigid February day here in Laguna Beach. I had to actually put a little sweatshirt on. No, it's actually like summer here. It's absolutely beautiful, and you might even, if you're lucky, behind me as you listen to me talk, you might see some whales go by. The gray whales are migrating down to Mexico right now, and it is just absolutely amazing out here. Anyways, today I want to make a confession to you. And here's my confession. I'm the guy that's always talking about raising your energy. In fact, if you've studied my 7 keys to building your coaching empire, key number 1 is you got to build yourself. And the idea is, as you build yourself, as you raise your own energy, what I say, and this is what I've experienced for years, is that my business grows. When my energy is high, people just show up in my life. Clients come to me, partners come to me, they want to work with me, and everything just flows. Well, here's my confession. What I realized about 3 weeks ago now, is that my energy, really as we came into January, was nowhere near where I wanted it to be. It pretty much began around my birthday. My birthday is right around Thanksgiving. For some reason, for my birthday, everyone decided to send me chocolate. So by the end of November, I had a house full of chocolate, and I'm not even a chocolate person. I'm not even a sweet person, but what I realized was that if it is in my house, I was going to eat it. So pretty much all of the end of November, going into December, I was eating a bunch of junk. And then I got to the holidays. I took 2 weeks off through the holiday break, and I completely got off my routines, stopped working out the way that I normally do, was eating a bunch of crap, like I said. And my energy going into January was going on the decline. So about 3 weeks ago, I was on a coaching call with my best friend. My best friend Joe, I actually coach him, helping him build his coaching business. And he was saying to me kind of the same thing, that through the holidays, he really got off track. And we started talking about a very important word, and the word was habits. And what we both discovered is that our habits had not been conducive to raising our energy and really living the life that we want. And it reminded me of something that happened to me exactly 10 years ago. I'll give you the short version today. In 2003, I got a divorce. I was living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I got a divorce, and I decided to move down to Key West, Florida for a little while to really rediscover who I was and kind of figure out what I was doing with my life after my divorce. And when I moved down to Key West, the truth is I was a total mess. I was emotionally completely confused and screwed up after the divorce, and I came up with this idea that every day I was going to do a whole bunch of really good things for myself. And I literally wrote out a list of 17 things that were all about self-care and self-love, and my goal was every single day to do as many of those as possible. And what I figured was, if I, for the next several months, did a whole bunch of good things for myself, that my energy would go up. Because what I knew in that moment, when I was dealing with the emotion of the divorce, that I was in a lot of fear, I had a lot of worry and doubt and confusion in my life. And you might have heard me say before the equation that I created, which is that high energy equals high thoughts equals no fear. My thoughts were not good at all, I had a lot of fear, so I was going to do all these things to raise my energy. And the truth is, just in January, last month, I noticed that I didn't like the way my thoughts were. And some fear and all these things were creeping into my head. And hey, I'm not immune, none of us are. Okay, left to its own devices, this little brain of ours, this mind, is going to think some really weird thoughts. You know what I'm talking about. And I know that I can't necessarily control those thoughts. I don't even know where they come from. But what I do know is that I can control my energy. So think about it. When your energy is high, what happens to your thoughts? They follow. High thoughts. And then the fear kind of goes away. How does this relate to you? Well, look at your coaching business. Look at your business. Look at your life. Okay? When your energy is strong, you can conquer the world. Okay? You're not going to let fear hold you back. So back to 10 years ago, I create this list of 17 things that I'm going to do every single day. And I decided that I'm going to do them for the next 6 months. I'm going to commit to doing this stuff every day to really heal from what I had gone through. Here's the miracle that occurred in this story. I create this list of 17 things, and the truth is I probably did about 13 to 14 of them every day. And these are things, by the way, like exercise, eat healthy, meditate, read, journal, breathe, admire beauty. One of the things I had on there was to have an inspiring conversation every single day. I know for me, when I get in my head, I tend to kind of crawl into a ball and I stop communicating with everyone in my world. And I know that when I talk to the amazing people that I know every day, I feel great. So it was all these kinds of things purely for me. None of it had anything to do with business, by the way. They were all personal things that I could do every day. The miracle is that I went out and did these things every day, not for 6 months, but for 3 weeks. My point is, in just 3 weeks of doing all these great things, I went from being completely depressed to finding myself, and I'm not exaggerating here at all, I found myself in a state of joy, in a state of bliss that I had never experienced before in my life. I was living on a 2x4 mile island, which is Key West, Florida. I didn't know anybody, by the way, and I walked around that island and I couldn't have been happier. I was literally just walking around. I must have looked like a crazy person because I was just walking around happy and smiling and looking at the trees and the birds and the plants and the ocean. It was amazing. So fast forward to a few weeks ago, thank God I remembered what I had done 10 years ago, and I created a brand new list. I call it a daily accountability checklist. And I wrote out a new list of things that I would do every single day. A lot of the things that I mentioned a little while ago, as you guys know, if you follow me at all, I go paddleboarding on the ocean pretty much every day, so that's on my list. Yoga, I play guitar, so all these things for myself. Created a brand new list 3 weeks ago, and I gotta tell you, I am back. Okay, I was not in a horrible place a month ago. It was mainly just getting caught up in the holidays and getting off routine. But now, just focusing on doing these things every day for myself, my energy, and I'll share more on this next week, my energy has gone through the roof. Ideas are just pouring out of me. I'm completely inspired. All kinds of amazing people are showing up around me. And I'm really back to a place of inspiration, happiness, and joy. And I want you to be in that same place too. So, here's my point. I'm going to actually, in the link, I'll include a link in the text below this video to a blank form that you can use. And my challenge to you, I'll make it a challenge, is to create a checklist, a daily accountability checklist of things that you can do every single day that will raise your energy, that will make you feel better. Okay? And I'm not saying you don't feel good now, but we can all use a little bit more joy in our lives, right? Now the key is to create some accountability. So in a perfect world, find someone else, ideally that's going to also do this checklist, a buddy, and email it to each other every single day. So as you go about your day and you start doing these things, oh, I worked out, I meditated, I walked on the beach, I talked to someone inspiring, I ate healthy meals, you just check it off that you did it. Yes, 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 yes. And then the accountability is you're going to send it to a buddy. And maybe they do the same thing and send it to you. The accountability piece is critical. So, I think you get the idea. If you have any questions, let me know. This is such a simple tool, but it can literally change your life. It's done it twice now. 10 years ago, after my divorce, I was depressed. I was a complete mess. To go from being completely depressed and a mess to being in a state of pure joy, that lasted for months, by the way, that's a miracle. And it's happening again for me right now. I want it to happen for you. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Have a wonderful day. And again, I want to challenge you to take this on. And thanks for listening to my confession. And I don't know what's going on behind me, but hopefully there's some whales popping up and some beautiful things to look at besides listening to me talk. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you.